This video is about Delray Beach, why everything happened to me in Delray Beach, and what I know about Delray Beach and Palm Beach County. And it's also about my career in the city of Delray Beach. Now, the 9/11 pilots were in this same library, and some of the remnants of their friends are out west. I spent 3 days with them. You know what their conflict was with the United States. The United States was in Afghanistan changing something. Well, the United States occupied Jamaica in around 1967. They came into the airport, and first a white American male Jehovah's Witness came to my parents' house, and we rejected him. And a white female American woman Jehovah's Witness came to my house. Then we met them at the airport. The Jackson 5 were at the airport. At that time, the Jackson 5 were Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, the core values in Jamaica are that we are gleaners, and I've tried to clear up all my assumptions at Florida Atlantic University Anthropology Department. These guys are tribal and nomad. They do not make videos. They do not do a lot of discussion. Their language is so different from English. English is actually the hardest language and the hardest alphabet. I spent 3 days with them during Ramadan, their fast. I have no problem with anybody in the world because I will make a little adjustment in each culture or with each norm. Now, the limited value statement which the United States introduced when the Indian graduate student was killed, the city is going to cut her a check because she's of limited value. This is a very key statement here of how they always felt. Time Done and Black Lives Matter is trying to help people who have slipped through the cracks in the United States. And now they finally have a word to put on it. They were of limited value. That's why the cracks that they are slipping through exist. John Sarbanes was able to pass H.R. 1 for the People Act, March 2021. He was starting to address some of the problems because the big money is really against the people of limited value. And he says it's 300 million Americans against big money. And these are the kind of things that people are experiencing: poisoning, bioterrorism, bullying, and different abuses. Please watch John Sarbanes' video. This is the address of his video on YouTube. His father was Paul Sarbanes. He was also a senator. Now, the city of Delray Beach is an all-America city again this year. The people who vote for the all-America city, they want to be able to have a second home in Delray Beach and go to the tennis center and the beach. But they don't realize when I worked for the city of Delray Beach Code Enforcement, I'd already worked for the government of Jamaica and the European Union. So I was able to see what was going on. Now, the people from the 9/11, they built a city in Dubai. This city they built in Dubai cannot even compare to Meisner Park in Boca or anything that's built in the city of Delray Beach. This is the construction in Delray Beach here. This was Tony's Market moved to this nice modern building. But Dubai is the richest city in the world. In the library here, I'm making this video in the Delray Beach Library. Nobody has approached me to stop me from speaking. This is the library attendant. The library is pretty empty, but my highs and lows were in Delray Beach. This is when I worked for the city of Delray Beach. This is me working in Boca, and this was my false arrest. And it's really a political arrest. And I just say to myself, you know, I was wondering why the Americans came to my parents' house in 1967. Now, my dad was a Cuban fighter, and then he was a mechanic in the Royal Air Force. I did the police report of all the robberies in Delray Beach, and I also wrote a letter to the director of the library. There's so much conflict in America, but the For the People Act, March 2021, does address these things, but it did not pass the Senate. So I've been in contact with the new Senate and the old Senate because Kamala Harris put 34 new senators in. Now, G20 forced us to look at all the cultural norms and cultural differences. But when I was 11-year-old, I was a brownie, which is like a Boy Scout. And when I was 16, I worked for the government of Jamaica in the summer. So I have this civic duty. But I also follow Meghan Markle really closely because she said, if you don't like something, tell someone. So I'm going back to their visit in Jamaica. Right now, from 1967 to now, the Jehovah's Witnesses accumulated 23 billion in land and buildings all over the world, including a Kingdom Hall built in Jamaica. When they first came in 1967, it started a lot of conflict because, well, my father was a Cuban fighter and my mom put me in school before elementary school. It was a prep school. But I try to tell the Jamaicans that we are gleaners, we're not hunter-gatherers, and these are the reasons why we are gleaners. The Queen did this because she vacationed in Jamaica at 2 properties. I don't want to go into too much detail because I've made so many videos. But hunter-gatherers are defined by Hal Draper. He's an anthropologist. Like I said, I tried to talk to FAU Anthropology Department because I'm using these assumptions about the conflict. No, in Texas, they import exotic animals to hunt them. Essentially, I was imported like an exotic animal because I was treated like prey and they took everything away from me, first bullying me out of government. The worst scenario is that I end up like O.J. Simpson's wife. Now, I said to Time Done and Black Lives Matter that the process that they have in the United States